Imagine two people receiving the exact same paycheck on the exact same day. They live in similar neighborhoods, have comparable expenses, and even share many of the same financial goals. Yet 10 years later, one has built meaningful savings, owns appreciating assets, and experiences far less financial stress, while the other continues living from paycheck to paycheck, despite earning more than before. At first glance, it seems like a story about income, discipline, or luck, but beneath the surface lies something much deeper. Long before money reaches your bank account, your brain has already begun deciding where that money will go, how it should be used, and what feels normal. Those invisible decisions happen so quickly that most people never notice them. Yet over time, they quietly shape an entire financial life. The human brain did not evolve in a world filled with credit cards, online shopping, instant loans, and personalized advertisements. For hundreds of thousands of years, survival depended on solving immediate problems rather than planning decades into the future. Finding food today mattered more than preserving resources for next year because there was no guarantee next year would ever arrive. In that environment, consuming available resources quickly often increased the chances of survival. The same mental wiring still exists today, even though the financial world has changed completely. Modern economies reward delayed gratification, consistent investing, long-term planning, and patience. But our instincts continue pushing us toward immediate rewards because they once served an important evolutionary purpose. This conflict creates one of the most powerful forces in personal finance. Every spending decision becomes a quiet negotiation between the emotional brain and the rational brain. The emotional system values certainty, comfort, novelty, and immediate pleasure, while the rational system evaluates opportunity costs, future growth, and long-term consequences. The challenge is that emotional decisions usually happen first, and rational explanations often arrive afterward to justify them. A purchase can feel completely reasonable in the moment, even if it slows financial progress over the next several years. Behavioral economists have spent decades studying this pattern. One of the most important concepts is known as present bias, the tendency to value rewards available today far more than larger rewards available in the future. Imagine being offered $100 today or $120 a month from now. Mathematically, waiting produces a better outcome, yet many people instinctively choose the immediate reward. The difference is not intelligence. It is how the brain naturally discounts future benefits compared with present certainty. That same bias influences everyday financial decisions, from impulse purchases to saving habits and investment behavior. Now consider a simple mathematical example. Suppose someone spends just $20 every day on purchases they barely remember a week later. $20 may seem insignificant because it feels isolated from the bigger picture. Over 1 year, however, that becomes more than $7,000. If that amount were instead invested consistently and earned a reasonable long-term return, its value could grow dramatically over several decades through compounding. The important lesson is not that every small purchase is wrong. Rather, the brain naturally evaluates $20 today while largely ignoring what repeated decisions become when multiplied by time. This difference between isolated thinking and cumulative thinking explains why financial progress often feels so slow in the beginning. The brain notices immediate sacrifices, but struggles to visualize gradual accumulation. Saving $100 this month rarely feels life-changing because the emotional reward is almost invisible. Yet repeated consistently over many years, those seemingly ordinary decisions can produce outcomes that appear extraordinary from the outside. Wealth is often less about dramatic moments than about thousands of quiet choices that receive very little attention. Another powerful influence comes from social comparison. Human beings evolved in groups where belonging increased survival. As a result, the brain constantly compares status, appearance, and success with those nearby. In modern society, however, the comparison group is no longer limited to neighbors or coworkers. Social media exposes people to carefully selected highlights from millions of lives every single day. Expensive vacations, luxury cars, designer clothing, and impressive homes become highly visible, while debt, financial anxiety, and years of careful planning remain almost entirely invisible. The brain interprets these distorted comparisons as reality, encouraging spending patterns designed to maintain social belonging rather than financial stability. Marketing systems understand these psychological tendencies remarkably well. Businesses invest enormous resources studying attention, emotion, and consumer behavior, because even tiny improvements in persuasion can generate billions of dollars over time. Limited time offers, personalized recommendations, loyalty programs, and one-click purchasing all reduce the amount of deliberate thinking required before spending. These systems are not successful because people lack intelligence. They succeed because they align with predictable patterns already built into human psychology. Scarcity introduces another important layer. When money feels limited, the brain naturally focuses on immediate financial problems. Bills due this week demand attention more urgently than retirement decades away. Researchers have found that scarcity can narrow attention, making long-term planning more difficult even for highly capable individuals. This creates a difficult cycle where short-term pressures consume mental energy, leaving fewer cognitive resources available for decisions that could improve future financial stability. The challenge is not simply earning more money, but also escaping the constant urgency that scarcity creates inside the mind. Interestingly, earning a higher income does not automatically solve these psychological patterns. Many people experience lifestyle inflation, where spending rises alongside earnings until little meaningful financial progress remains. What once felt like a luxury gradually becomes the new normal. Resetting expectations and reducing satisfaction, the brain adapts remarkably quickly to improved circumstances, meaning larger paychecks often produce temporary excitement before becoming psychologically ordinary. Without intentional decision-making, increased income simply fuels increased consumption rather than increased financial resilience. This is why financial behavior often predicts long-term outcomes more accurately than income alone. Two individuals with identical salaries can experience dramatically different futures because one consistently directs money toward appreciating assets, emergency savings, and long-term investments, while the other primarily funds increasing consumption. Neither outcome happens overnight. Both emerge from repeated behavioral patterns, reinforced over thousands of decisions. Perhaps the most encouraging realization is that if the brain can learn habits that slow financial progress, it can also learn habits that improve it. The goal is not to eliminate emotion from money, because emotions will always influence human decisions. Instead, the objective is to design environments that make beneficial choices easier and impulsive choices slightly more difficult. Automatic savings, delayed purchasing rules, clear financial goals, and regular reviews all reduce the need to rely entirely on moment-to-moment self-control. Small changes in systems often produce larger results than dramatic bursts of motivation. The title of this video suggests that your brain is programmed to stay broke, but the more accurate conclusion is slightly different. Your brain is programmed for survival, not for navigating a modern financial system built around delayed rewards, complex markets, and constant persuasion. Understanding that distinction changes everything because it shifts the focus away from blame and toward awareness. Financial progress is rarely determined by a single decision or a single paycheck. More often, it reflects the quiet interaction between psychology, mathematics, and time. When you begin recognizing how your mind naturally approaches money, you gain the ability to build systems that work with human nature instead of constantly fighting against it. That awareness does not guarantee wealth, but it creates a stronger foundation for making financial decisions that remain effective long after the excitement of any single moment has disappeared.